Good well, welcome back to Not in My Lifetime podcast. At this point, how bad it's getting right now, why not have a laugh and a joke? How bad we're getting. Big up Grok AI. One thing about Twitter I say I find funny right now, apart from certain bad stuff, out of context stuff, but when you properly for a bit of a laugh, it's pretty good. But yeah, we're at that point now, ladies and gentlemen. We're at that point now where it's not necessarily rock bottom. They ain't looking good for us all for a moment. That honestly, we'll go into it. But Danny, mate, how you doing?
I'd be all right if it wasn't for the football.
Oh God, yeah. Big up Adam and big up. My name is ITK Martin, guys. Hope you guys are doing good. I don't have the chat, just joining in at the moment. Yeah, another embarrassing defeat. Which I'm sorry, right? It's getting to the point now where it's going to come a bit of a record now, a broken record this every week now. I want to get back to winning ways now and talk about a good win on the show, but. Like the Forest game came just before our next show, and the Palace game kind of took over from that point. So it kind of ruined our chance to have a good positive show. But probably everyone, I'd love to have a positive show. I would, but we can't pretend that everything's perfectly fine and rosy in the garden. It's been pretty miserable for the past, I'd say, 2 months. Now, I'd say, like even when we beat Southampton and Wolves, it wasn't great, but we just got over the line and got away with it. And I think it's now come home to roost now, isn't it, Danny? This mistakes and all that. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, you could say it's just catching up on us, really. The last couple of seasons, the quality of football hasn't been that high, really. But everything's just caught up on us now. Injuries, fitness, mental fitness, it's all crept up on us.
Yes, it's been one of those. It's been one of those matches of form that I mean, look, don't get me wrong, right? I haven't fully seen like the League One day. I wasn't born in that season when we were in League One, but I've seen. Well, I don't remember, but I do know of Kevin Keegan's won 18 games, which is the worst, by the way. That's the worst in the last 20 years. But if we're being honest, the way it's going, we can match that at this point. Like, who knows? Like,
we can't see the end in sight, can we? We don't know when it's going to end, and we've just got more games coming up. That'll be more of a challenge.
Big up the laryngitis guy stuck in bed as per usual. Not telling up as per usual, but nah, I do get it. Honestly, if you're coming on, it would be him there not talking, which as much as not talking would be ideal for him. So how much shit he talks. I'd still rather him on the show anyway. But Alex, mate, all love. Hope you get better soon, man. But I'll be always in supporting us as always. But yeah. I'll be honest with you, I watched. Look, obviously, I wasn't there. Well, to be honest with you, right? I'm happy I wasn't there, really. To be honest with you, look, I love going to games. I love seeing you. I love seeing you today. I love seeing Alex where I possibly can. But if I'm being honest right now, I don't get anywhere near the ground right now. Like the toxicity of well, not saying the fan base, but it's got out of control now. It's getting a little bit out of hand. I'm not saying that it's like booing, but it's not going well at the moment. In terms of like how the atmosphere is, in terms of I think a lot of nerves in the ground, and a lot of like it's not quite confident as it used to be. And I'm not saying
at the moment it's very tense.
Yeah,
everybody feels exactly the same way going into the game, coming back out the game. Everybody's numb, really.
Oh yeah.
We go into games expecting not to win now, and it's a massive change from what it was just a few months ago.
Yeah, and there's the thing, people need to understand about. I'm not like angry, like I can't take losing. If we lose a draw, see till we die. That's how that always will be. Like,
absolutely.
Well, that will never change, but it doesn't mean you can't call out. You can't criticize the performances, and I think is, well, you both know that my mood this season changed a lot after the Brentford game. Now I know we won the game 2-1. But even you'll see it, we'll all that game together. Haaland bailed us out that game. Because if that was Brentford were one more clinical, that could have been 2 or 3-0 in that first half. And I know it was one game, but it's only one game, it'll get better after that. But every game after that kind of got a little bit worse. Like gradually but surely you saw the team not as fluid as it was. Like that West Ham game away from home, 1-3-1. I was at that game. That was the best I've seen the team play this season. Like fluid football, Grealish, Rico, Kovacic, Haaland, all together in the same team playing really well. It was a really good performance. Haaland got a hat trick. It was actually a really good all-round performance. Obviously, conceding the goal, but That's not really our fault. That's a bit unlucky on Diaz, but it was a solid team performance. Since then, it's just gone downhill. I know injuries have played a factor in that. Of course, they're going to play a factor in that. But the performances have just really dropped and really gone downhill. And the problem is, I can't see an end to it unless the players really start to show something, like really get like really pull us out of the shit. You know what I mean? Like they're like, look, I know we've got players coming in hopefully in January, like Bruno hopefully and other players, but we've got to start turning this around at some point. We can't keep losing games and drawing games. We've got to start winning games at some point. Like obviously beat Forest, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, thank God we beat Forest.
Yeah,
Imagine if we hadn't. Yeah, I don't know when it's going to end. We've got more difficult games coming up. Everton's not going to be easy next week, and Villa's not going to be easy this weekend.
No.
Every game should be a cup final now, and the players should be showing their passion on the pitch instead of talking about it after the game when we've already lost.
A lot of talking recently, isn't it? A lot of talking, and
yeah, do your talking on the pitch. I don't care what you've got to say afterwards.
Exactly. That's what we're asking for.
In the moment. In hindsight, it's easy to talk about anything. Do it in the moment when you're actually losing, not after you've lost.
Yeah. And that's the issue I have now. I think, like, I know these players know what's going on, right? But all this talking, I'm like, I don't care what you're saying anymore. Like, Bernardo, I'm sorry, you might be right in what you're saying, but you're not seeing anything on the pitch to show that. I get we're not the same team without a DM, right? But we're still a good football team with good players on the pitch. You can still play better than what you're playing. I'm not asking for a win every game. I'm asking for a good performance every game. Put the effort in. That's what that results can change depending on decisions in the game, dreams. It is what it is on that front. But at least show you care. It's not like, I'm sorry, right? I'm not seeing that right now. I'm not seeing a team that genuinely cares, that is up for the fight. Like, look, they're wrong. Like that derby was probably the worst I've seen it for both teams. Like I've seen some.
It's probably the worst derby I've ever seen. In terms of quality of football, both teams are absolutely shocking. I think neither team deserved to win, and both teams deserve to lose.
It should be 0-0. It should be a 0-0 game. Like that game did not deserve anyone winning that game. Like even when we scored a goal, I was still pissed off. I was still not happy because I thought, oh, it's all good to win the lead, but we didn't improve. I thought, right, we've got 1-0 up, go into the game to them, and we just fell into our shells. Like I just don't understand. I know Amorim set up the team to I thought we wanted it overall a more physical than us.
They were better set up, I think, in the first half. Definitely. They had a defensive game plan and they stuck to it and it worked.
And the thing is, like, I mean, obviously you as well, Steve, and I was saying to obviously you guys obviously as well, and also on Twitter watching the game, and also I watched with Mum as well. We noticed that how they were playing, obviously not to necessarily go out and go for it, but they were that robust. As a system now you saw on the Amorim style of play. We don't, and I think he's a good manager personally. I think he's a good manager that will. I'm not saying he'll do well at United, but he's a good enough manager in his own right to know what he wants. And obviously, dropping Rashford, Ganacho showed obviously he obviously means business. But you can see like the better players in that team, by the way, they probably win that game better than they did. Because look, I thought the best player on that pitch was Diallo. The best player on the pitch was Amad Diallo because. Was he world class? No, but he's probably the one player on the pitch that actually went for it. That actually like he gave a shit.
In terms of actually winning the game, he probably was. But I don't think he was the standout player for the whole 90 minutes. In the last 5 minutes, then definitely. But for them, you'd probably be looking at Dallo because he saw the ball more than anyone.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking, right? So obviously, Derby Day for us, obviously, yeah. I don't know what it is. What I found with derbies at Etihad, right? But our record is a bit weird, isn't it? Like we do often win, but we do a patch where we like, lose 2-1 or lose 2-0. Then we're like, I don't know what it is, but it's like what whether we're like 4-1 or 6-1, or we lose 2-0 or 2-1. It's never the other, is it? Like one year was what, a draw? Was it under Mourinho and Pet's first year, I think? Remember rightly, but every year it always seems to, I mean, for a long while, was it lost 1-0, drew 0-0, and then lost 3-2, and Popper scored 2 goals. Like those 3 years, we actually didn't win against them at Etihad, but it's weird. I feel like our home form compared to our away form at their place is a lot different. I feel like we do better at Old Trafford than we do at Etihad, the derbies. Weird.
Yeah, we do seem to do better at Old Trafford recently, but as long as we beat them, I don't care where it is.
Yeah.
And just the way we lost that game on Saturday, you should never lose a derby at home when you're winning in the 87th minute.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable, really.
It's the one game we care about, man. Most of all.
Most City fans would tell you they don't care what happens during the season as long as we beat United. And that's what Sven said, isn't it? Like, just beat United, that's it. And now the tables have turned and all they care about is beating us, whilst they rot away in place 13th.
I know, and what was it? West Ham have just got a draw, so if they lose another game and West Ham win, they're going to go behind them again. So, like, you know, I know, this is what I mean, like, the league right now is really weird, because at the moment, we're in a situation where Liverpool haven't run away with it yet, because they're drawing games now.
That's what makes it more frustrating, isn't it? Both Arsenal and Liverpool dropped points last weekend, and we had the opportunity to pull 3 points back on them. And it was within our grasp as well. We were winning. And then Nunes decides to give away that penalty.
What was he doing? I'm sorry, as a player, you do not run into a player. What you should have done, right? What I would have done, close up the space, because Ederson was blocking the run anyway, up the space, get in front of him, lead him out to the corner flag, clear the ball for a throw in, get everyone back in position.
That's the thing as well. He did really well to get himself back into position. He got himself in front of Diallo. He killed the attack. He didn't need to make any challenge. That attack was over. If he'd have just stayed still,
yeah,
the penalty wouldn't happen. And there were multiple people around me at the stadium. We all said, if United score one, they'll score again.
I said to Bam, like, since the 1-1, I thought it's a loss. I said they'll score because these players, when they see the goal, can't get the head up.
The heads drop instantly. They think, right, that's it, our game's over, even when there is still a point to play for. And it's the same goal again. It's the long ball over the top.
Oh, my
everybody
God. Well, what's he doing, Ederson? What's he doing?
Why don't they know how to defend a long ball? It happens every game.
Because look at what Ederson, right? What was he doing? Because where Diallo was, he was still at a very tight angle to have a shot anyway. If he says a goal, but he's parry it out or catch it, and we can top it. If it's a draw, I'm pissed off still, but I'm not losing the game anyway. And in the end, it probably makes a lot more sense if he does a draw anyway.
And it's just everybody was at fault, really. Ederson was at fault for coming out too soon. Guardiola wasn't in position. Nunes wasn't in position. It was just everything went wrong at the wrong time.
Yeah, I know. And the thing is, right, like, I want to be positive about this team, right, but I just, at this point now, right, and I think you'll probably agree with me here, I just want to see this team get its mojo back. I'm not bothered about trophies anymore. Like, look, I love trophies, I love winning them, but right now, get me players in the next month, at least 2 or 3 possible. I'm not asking for a massive, like, window of like constant change. I mean, that's more for the summer. I think we'll start seeing that real change up in the summer. But in January, a bit of change. A couple of good players who could come in and really beat the squad. I think Bruno Guimaraes would instantly improve midfield. Instantly improve it. A bit of physicality. Is he the player that everyone necessarily wants? Not necessarily, but is he someone that actually improve our team? Absolutely would. Because he come in, settle it down a bit of physicality, good passing, can play 8 and the 6. Is what we need right now. Because look, obviously, it doesn't mean that it saved the season, but it at least gives a little bit, a bit of solidity in midfield, which is what we need at this point.
I do agree with you. I don't think Bruno's the answer at the same time. He's too similar to the players we already have. He doesn't offer anything new.
But
he just has another option.
But for me, if you ask me if Gundogan left the team right now, or Nunes left the team right now, I've got a Guimaraes, I'm like, yeah, sure, do it. He's better than he's better than them right now. Better player than them. At least with Bruno, I can get a goal out of him, assist out of him. Because as you watched, what was it, Liverpool, that pass to Isak, a bit about that. Like, I think what we need, like I said, like people need to understand that. Like, at the end of the day, right, in this position, it's our own fault. Like, we can't blame anyone but ourselves, obviously, for how bad it's gone in the windows. It's our own fault that we're in this mess. So, if Bruno's the current option where we say it comes in and does a job, I'm happy with it. At least for him, it's a bit more proven quality than what we've had previously.
Who does he come in for if he starts? Who would you drop from the midfield for? No,
good one.
Even though Bruno is less of a defensive midfielder than Gundogan.
I know what you mean, but more energy in the midfield and more physical. I trust him against like, because even with Rodri back in the team at some point, I could start Rodri there and Bruno there. I could still play both them two together in the same team because both can not, like, one can sit and one can go. They can just keep doing that, and that's what we need right now. We need someone who can sit no matter what in that midfield and do a job. And that hasn't been there for a while, but obviously, big up time. I think that's what best. I feel better. Yeah, ready to spend so much time. I think we all are at this point. I think we all. I mean, the money now has been saved up enough times now. Let's spend this money. We have to at this point. Like, the team's got older. It's gone stale, and we start improving it and get it back up to a level again that we're obviously proud of. Again, is it a terrible squad we've got right now where we're all fit? No, but it's an aging squad. Players like, especially the midfield. The defense, not so much. The attack, not so much, but it's more the midfield. That's the issue here. It's an aging midfield that needs to be sorted out because we can't leave it, and we can't just hope and pray that they find a way around it. We at least two players at midfield. I mean, look, obviously Echevarri as well. He's not a player, but again, I don't want to be pushing him in there saying, right, go on, kid, save our season. Because I'm not saying he ain't good enough, but he's 18 years old. He needs time. He needs time to get adapted to the team. Like, Alvarez came in and hit actually pretty well. Alvarez hit running straight away when he came in. Like, he got goals, got assists. I'll argue if he had more game time at striker, I think he did a great job. But obviously, I've Haaland in the team, fair enough. But you know what I mean? Like, it was a striker that was coming into the team with Haaland being the main guy, and he was so good at scoring the goals when we needed him to. And I think having a striker as well would help Haaland, but again, that's a different situation because you've got to get someone who's a bit, not saying as good as Haaland. It's a hard one, that one. But I think for me, for the next window, and about you, Danny, but the midfield's what I want to get sorted, at least.
Yeah, definitely the midfield. That should be a priority. And just find anyone who can play instead of Walker. Anyone.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, midfield is a priority. I'd get a new left back. Nunes didn't play badly at left back, by the way. I thought
he was fun.
Until the 87th minute or whenever the penalty was, he was having a decent game, and people should remember that he was just an idiot in the last 5 minutes.
He was, yeah, he absolutely was. And look,
I think was just out of sheer panic. He did give the ball away, but he got back in his position quite quickly, and he did well to defend it eventually. But he just lost his head and he panicked.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. That's the thing that we got to try and change. We got to try and change that because the old City there would have sat back, or what we would have done instead of pulling it back to our goal into the corner, waste of time. Why is the team how is that stopped now? Why is that stopped? Because even when we were playing crap, we still did that, and got a 2-1 win or a 1-0 win. Winning ugly gets you leagues. If that's a 1-0 win, all right, it's ugly, but I'll take the 3 points right now. I'm taking the 3 points. I'm running with it. We have to at this point. And we're at that point now where we can't really afford to be, playing it around and trying to push for a second. If we can't get a second, all right, get the corner flag, waste time, and get the game won. That's what. And I don't know why the team has changed from that now, because it used to be one thing in that Centurion season that we used to do so well. Like remember at Old Trafford, 2-0 up in the corner flag, wasting time.
But I don't think they can physically keep it at the corner flag. We can barely keep it in the middle of the pitch. The players struggle to keep the ball and do a simple pass. I don't think they'd be able to just waste time at the corner.
Yeah. No, I know that's the thing. I mean, which is why we need players. And look, they're wrong. Right? Look, I've always said this before about a rebuild. Look, over the next few months and the next couple of years, there will be a rebuild. There will be. It'll be a change up of the new team. It'll be a fresh face in players out. Obviously, look, I think apart from maybe a couple of players who I'd say have their places secured, I'd say everyone at this point now is playing for their spots now next year. They have to be now. I think we can't really be affording. I say, oh, it's okay, you'll be all right. I think everyone now's got to fight for their spot now. It's got that bad now where we need to know which players here are when to fight. Because I want to know who's up for it.
Yeah, going off the derby, I'm not too sure who would be safe now. I think the only person who wasn't worthy of any blame was Diaz.
He was fine, yeah.
I thought Diaz was the only one who had a consistent game for 90 minutes. I thought everybody else was on and off. Some players were really poor. I thought Doku was really poor, I think. He was doing the easy stuff. Well, not the easy stuff, but for him it's easy. Getting past the player and then not doing anything at the end of it. Haaland might as well have not been there because he wasn't being given the service. De Bruyne, his set pieces, I don't know what's happened to them. Nobody on the team knows how to take a corner, do they?
No one does, mate. No one does. And
even Jack came on and took a few corners and they didn't beat the first man.
Look, Martinez is perfect. Players have got to step up now, though, because it's not on Pep, by the way. Look, Pep does tactics. Yeah, of course he does. But at the end of the day, right, Pep can't do much more than that. Pep, the players have got to start stepping up for him and also for the club and for the fans. They're out there right now. They're embarrassing themselves right now, as well as the club. You got to start showing that level that we know you. I'm not asking for wins every single game possible. I'm asking for performances from everyone. Again, actions speak louder than words. I don't care about your interview saying, "Oh, I'm sorry that we know it wasn't good enough, but we'll go again next week." I don't care. Show it on the sure. Instead of saying stuff, scrap interviews. Obviously, have to do them and get on a training pitch, work your socks off. Next game, get a win. Go to Villa Park and get a result. Show me that you care. Show me that this team wants to win. Not necessarily win a league per se, but win football matches and win and play for the shirt and the badge. That's all I want to see at this point now. I need to know who's up for it.
Yeah, definitely. If you're going to say we're going to try harder next week, actually do it. Because they're saying it every game now and nothing's changing. We're playing exactly the same. It's the slow, predictable build-up play, passing it backwards and sideways around the box with no intention of actually pushing it forward. Take a risk. Just run at the defence. Try and get a penalty if you can. Shoot from outside the box. Just do something different.
Yeah, I know. I think I made 2 or 3 signs in a row. Not really. Joe, the thing is, Martin, right? Obviously, I know. Obviously, you and Tone before, obviously, have sort of said very similar things. But I think as each result gets kind of worse each week, the signings you need to make go up because it's gotten that bad now. We need to start actually plugging the holes a bit more, seriously. I think two. I think personally, I think it'll be two personally. Obviously, it's a very good. Obviously, it could be free, but I think if you can get at least two players through the door of good quality, that's fine for the moment. But yeah, and you know what? Ortega number one. I'm actually in favour of that. I think Edison for me at this point, his head looks lost at this point.
Yeah, I don't understand that situation because Edison was dropped out of nowhere, wasn't he? And then Ortega came in. Ortega played well in those games. I don't think Ortega did anything wrong to justify being dropped again. And then Edison comes in and doesn't play much better than he did before he was dropped.
Yeah.
So Ortega does deserve to be playing more games, I think.
Yeah. What I'll do, I will put the link in the chat. If you want to have a say, everyone, please feel free. Just to sort of again, you don't have to want to, but it's just more a factor to give people a chance to have their say if they want to. I'll put the link in the chat now. There now, everyone, come out and chat with us. Anyone up to Brazilian dancing, Martin? Oh, at this point, mate, give a rush at this point. Or any look, it doesn't matter if he's necessarily your player or not. He's better than what we've got at the moment in certain positions. I think in the summer I can see some midfielders leaving. I think Nunes for me. I think he's gone in the summer. Nunes. I don't think he's a bad player overall or squad. I think he's a squad player. Nunes. He's not a first team player.
No, he is he's a okay player. He's not the quality we need. He has played arguably better than most players in the last couple of months. He's been one of the few bright sparks, but he's only come in because of an emergency. And when everybody's fully fit, he probably won't start games. And he'll want to, so he'll want to leave, I think. But I don't think it'll be in the summer. I think it'll be in the next year.
Yeah. And by the way, I think Alex here said perfectly. I think his head's gone. I don't see him being here next season. So I think this will be his last season with us. I think everything from last summer, and I think the way he reacted to Ortega, and obviously the fans' reactions to obviously Ortega being obviously coming in and doing a good job, I think it's affected him. It shouldn't have done, by the way, but it has. Clearly, it has affected him. And if he's not 100% here, then we've got to move him on. Look, the guy's been a brilliant player for us. I say one of the best keepers we've ever had. But if he's not 100% here anymore, then I think we've got to move him on. That's where I'm at with Edison now. Like, I'm at a point now, like you, Alex, and obviously like you are now as well. We need to look at moving people on who don't want to be here anymore. Ain't personal for me. Never is. But
I do agree that there's an issue behind the scenes. I don't think Edison's the reason, but
no,
it's similar to before Cancelo left, isn't it? Cancelo was obviously an issue in the dressing room, and there's someone in there stirring things up, and it's all just speculation. But I have a few opinions on who it might be. I'll keep those secret.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But no, to be honest, Martin, last time I remember that the 98% right. Obviously, it's going to happen. But then again, I don't blame you for that. I blame the club that for not getting the players in we need to get in. But it was a funny meme. Obviously, that Luke's going to piss out of you as well. But but yeah, I know what I mean. I think that's more likely to happen. I think January. I think we'll definitely see a City that's more willing to go for it in the window, not afraid to take risks anymore.
I think we'll just get the one player in January.
Oh, I was asking who you think it is, Danny? Why is it? What? Do you think it's Haaland?
He doesn't look happy, but I wouldn't say it's Haaland.
I think with Haaland, I don't think he's happy at the club. I think Haaland's happy at the club. I think Haaland for me is happy in the situation.
I think he's frustrated with the rest of the team instead of
not the team with the fans. It's not at all. I can tell you with the fans. I think give him a good team to work with, he'd do it easily. He can do it. Again, I'm not saying he's exempt from criticism. He's not, because he should have done a lot better that game like everyone else does. But if we have better service to him, you have more chances to put the ball back on the net. But it's too. Look, obviously, finishing wise, again, needs to improve on that front as well. They should do. But again, if we give him more chances in every game, he score a lot more goals. So it's both supply and the finisher. It both need to be a lot more improved.
Yeah, definitely. Haaland has still been scoring goals, though. We can't forget that. He's still putting them away. He hasn't exactly gone through a drought. But
it's just been a frustrating.
It's the amount of chances that he's missed on top of the goals that he has actually scored.
Yeah. I can't see him saying I said when I leave, because I don't think he'll leave. I think what it is that the club need to back the team in the window and Pep.
And they're not playing to Haaland's strengths. The amount of times that Haaland makes that forward run and nobody picks him out.
That's what I'm going to say. I want to see at this point now. I want to see wing backs again. I think Haaland needs wing backs and wingers overlapping this to work.
So for wing backs, you'd need 3 centre halves.
Yep.
And you'd need 2 wing backs. So that means more players are dropped out of midfield.
Exactly, but I think for me, Joe, I'll give you my team. How about that? Joe, I'll give you my team next season. Realistically, I'm not gonna go for perhaps unbelievable like the Junior. I'll give you a real what I think we can get if we go for it. So I'll go with keeper. I think Ederson leaving. Now, obviously, Ortega was been number one as well, but I look at another young keeper like Chevalier or someone else who can come in, who's also very, very young and come up and actually replace Ortega down the line. I think long term we've got to look at someone better long term. Obviously, there's Maignan, but obviously he's only doing Milan recently. Obviously, you got Donnarumma, but again, do you want to be paying him out? Again, I like him as a keeper, Donnarumma, but is he the answer per se? Not sure, but to be fair, Barber Bruggen and Ortega's a choice to give for keeper. I'd take it up personally. 2 good keepers. I'm not saying they're world class, but they're good keepers that do a job. I'm fine with that personally. Now I know it's like Ederson's abilities pass out the back, but I think for me personally at this point, I don't really mind that anymore.
No, something needs to change because the current system isn't working. We need to mix something up.
I think the Bruggen and Ortega would be probably the ideal choice. Yeah, sure, mate. Come on, mate. I put the link in the chat if you want to join, Martin. But yeah, I think for me, I think the keeper long term will obviously be a different situation, but I think you aren't. I can't see us going for a massive name. Honestly,
so you'd have Ortega as number 1 next season.
Yeah, now obviously that can change depending on obviously who we're looking at probably to bring in. Obviously, if Ederson stays, then whatever. But right now, with what I'm seeing, I think he'll be gone this summer. Now, centre backs, I'll look at probably Diaz, Gvardiol, and that's the thing. Long term, who's going at that for centre back? Because Stones Ake, are they here next season?
I mean, even saying Guardiola, I think he's done enough to prove why he hasn't played centre back for so long.
Hello, Martin, mate. You're right.
Evening. You all right?
Yeah, good, mate. You're right.
Yeah. I've just been having a chat with a couple of people.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, very good. News I've got. Very, very good.
Very, very good to hear. That's good. But and to be honest,
get your Brazilian dancing shoes at the ready.
Oh, lovely. We're gonna have to get them out again. But no, I think at this point West needs some good news in that front, especially transfers. I think getting someone like Bruno in is just going to massively improve on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope we can get it actually done this time. Sounds like he's going to push it more. from the news I've had tonight from both ends, I've had it from Newcastle end and the City end tonight, is that this was pre-planned in the summer to go back in Jan. Because the exact wordage I got was, why spend 100 million in the summer when you can get it for cheaper in Jan?
Yeah, I kind of get that, but obviously
that is a cheeky move. That is a tipsy move. All
it is
over
very
the shop.
cheeky. Very cheeky, yeah. Very cheeky. But no, obviously, look. Go on.
You know, I do think there were 2 or 3, including Echeverria. I do think there will be. I think they realise now, because people keep saying it's on Pep. This isn't on Pep. This is fully on the players now. I don't want to hear Diaz 1 week telling me, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry," and then Gundogan comes out, "I'm sorry, we need to do better," and then Bernardo's coming out and saying, "No, stop saying it. Stop saying it now. Start doing something about it."
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
This is BS now. Sick of hearing it about how poor they're feeling. And this thing about Pep is coming out in the presser and he will defend his players. Trust me now, he is not doing that in the dressing room to them.
Oh, definitely not.
He is not doing that in the dressing room. He's tearing strips off them.
Do you know what I've said before though, Martin? Like, I would love to see a documentary about this season, because I like to see this, like, in this run of games that we've had, what's gone on behind the scenes. In terms of, like,
I don't think you'll get a documentary. You won't get a documentary this year.
Probably not. No.
Too much going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, I know, but it'd be interesting. Interesting in that way, you know what I mean? Be interesting to see the.
I'll be honest with you. I think we have to appreciate these players for what they've done, thank them for what they've done, but they've come to the end. A lot of them. It is what it is. I do think January and the next summer there'll be a lot of movement in and out. I think there'll be some fan favourites moved on. They're just gonna have to deal with that. Sorry, you're gonna have to deal with it.
Oh yeah.
It is what it is now. I think Edison's gone.
Yeah.
I'll be straight with you with what I've heard. I won't be adverse to selling Edison in Jan, but that's me.
Yeah.
I'm going to be totally honest with you. I think if you can get a buyer for Edison in Jan, let him go, because I don't think he's helping the situation. Grealish, I think, will be gone in the summer.
Yeah.
I think there'll be a few gone. It is what it is. Walker, potential Jan, if not, definitely summer. Stones are lucky they'll have to make a decision on Kovacic, Nunes. See, I'm not adverse to keeping them and them going back to what they probably were meant to be, which was squad rotational players.
Yeah.
I'm not using them as a first team. Gundogan, I'll still keep Gundogan, because I think the idea of Gundogan was to go onto the coaching staff, but then Gundogan has to become a bit part player, and I mean a very bit part player.
Yeah.
But, I don't see Zubimendi, because I think Zubimendi, I just don't see him. No. I don't see it. I think Pep is too focused on a certain somebody up in the northeast that he's desperate for. And we just gotta let it, and we might get a backup striker. It will just do that. Will depend, but the backup striker will be not a name. It'll be someone that is happy to be a backup.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm
happy with that though. I'll be honest with you, right? At this point though, after recent form, I think as long as the club, obviously, I obviously I love certain players in this team, but at the end of the day, right, the fans of the club and the club, like, one player does it isn't bigger than the club, and recent form has really shown that some of these players just aren't at it anymore. Some players do care, but are just out of form, and it is what it is. Obviously, aren't fully fit. But players like Edison, players like obviously some players else on the team just aren't at it anymore. They aren't the level anymore, or just don't want to be here anymore. And we've got to stop being ruthless now. We've got to be.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's difficult. It is difficult, because trouble is, who's going to want to buy these players? We'll have to take a loss on some. I also heard a little rumour that Caldoun also went into the dressing room on Sunday. So making that what you want at the end of the game.
Yeah.
The thing is, everything we say on here or on all these shows, people think this is not being said within the club.
Oh, it is.
It's just said a little bit calmer, maybe a little bit more to the point and truthful. What we will do is skirt round it all. I'm ignoring him. He's not got the balls to come on because he's too busy crying over his man flu. But anyway, so have a set of balls and come on, you. So listen, what we're saying is being said behind the scenes.
Yeah,
of course, it's just it's the way it is. It's the way it is at the minute.
Yeah, it is, and I think like, for me personally, right? Obviously, obviously when you win stuff, it's great, and obviously I love obviously when we actually win trophies and all that kind of stuff. But hold on, Tony, I'll send you the link. Hold on, chill out. I'll send you the link.
Hey, what is he moaning? Here he comes.
I can't get on your link. Here's the link, mate. Join in.
The link's in the chat.
Yeah. I said before, like, me personally, I want to get this team back to actually performing really well. Like, obviously, I love when we actually win trophies, but in order to win trophies, you've got to start playing the football again, and the team is at it again. I want to get back to that.
Yeah.
That's what I want to get to.
I mean, people are like, someone's supposed to say, we're not out the title race yet. We are. For me, we are. Now, I know others will say it's not. The trouble is, it sounds bad. Don't mind it so much this season because I think the overall, how do I put it? The overall class of the Premier League this year, I think. Oh,
there he is.
Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Thought you were ill.
I am ill. That don't bloody stop me. I'm here. Feel bloody rotten.
Has your check cleared? Have you been practicing your Brazilian dancing?
Yeah. I know what he's waffling about. I bet he's been on here waffling again. You're right, lads.
See, he's on dial-up. He's on dial-up.
No, but I'll shoot Tony as well, mate. Obviously, because transfer window obviously coming up soon. Obviously Bruno obviously is the name on everyone's lips right now. I mean, I think it'll happen. I think it will happen. I wouldn't say I'm like guarantee obviously because nothing's guaranteed in football transfers and that kind of stuff. But I think the way the club is acting now and being now in terms of the situation, I think it's going to happen.
Bruno G.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's certainly looking that way.
What percentage?
No, I'm not giving no bloody percentages. Not a chance.
Listen, I will. I'm going to go 99%.
Ooh, okay. That's been clipped now.
yeah. Everyone else will clip it. I reckon it's good chance that one could happen. Yeah, for sure. And it'd be, in my view, I heard what Danny and that said earlier, but I get the points. I think it'd be a terrific signing. Yeah, really, really good. I wanted him last summer.
Yeah, so did I. Absolutely.
He's a top player. He has the creation. He's got the brain for it in midfield. He's got the Premier League experience, good age. Yeah, it just ticks the boxes for me, I think, to get him in midfield.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like the other signing, obviously, has been obviously hinted at. Obviously, who do you think it will be? Because obviously, people were saying about a right back. Now, obviously, it's ideal. I like a right back as well, but you aren't going to get Frimpong in January. Like, I love Frimpong, but Leverkusen, are they really good? They're not going to sell the best right back, are they? To us in January?
No. Unless he's got a release clause, which someone says he does, then someone says he doesn't. I don't think he does. I don't think it's active.
Stop the money down. So, give him 80 million. They might sell him.
God, you sound like you've been playing FIFA now. You always having a go at people.
Hey, you know the person who was not speaking to me? I officially got back speaking to him today. So I've just come off the phone after an hour and a half. So that's why I'm a bit more buoyant because the news, woohoo, let's go.
Oh,
yes.
Big money.
Here comes the money. Finally.
If you've been talking with LB too bloody much recently, you're on again with him tomorrow. He's got you going about 6, 7, 8, 10 players. LB.
No, well, I'm just you got to go with it, haven't you? Let's just go with it.
I
Screw
can
it,
tell you've
flip-flop.
changed. You have flip-flopped. I can hear it in your voice. Normally, you're like, it'll be one at best. Now, suddenly, it's spend 80 million on Frimpong. We're buying 9 players.
No, what did I say? No, what did I say last week? I said this on my exact words. I said, I'm at a point. I said, lose on Sunday. I said, then I'll be different. I did say that, Tom, to be fair.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I did say losing against United changes things.
Yeah, it did to me. I think
What happens if we lose against Villa? Then what does that change?
one goal gets bigger. Like,
I dread to be at the Everton game if we lose to Villa.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
God.
Tom won't be there.
I won't. You're right. But hear me
Told
out
you.
here, though, boys. Right? Yeah. Hear me out. Right? We play first against Villa. LB will kill me for saying this. Right? He told me not to say it on his show. But hear me out. If we beat Villa, right, the gap is 6. Liverpool go to Tottenham Sunday, which not easy. Okay, Spurs are Spursy, but there's a possibility of drop points. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm just throwing
Just say it. Just say it. Say it because I know you're saying it. Just
It's
say
not
it.
over. It's not
I
over.
knew that was coming.
Yeah.
it's not over. We've got a
5
chance.
feet.
If we get a 5p, I honestly, I just like first off thinking, what the hell rest league doing at this point? They can't win. I mean,
Yeah. But the rest of the league, yeah, is poor. The
Look
rest
at
of the
Liverpool.
league, yeah.
Liverpool are terrible.
Yeah.
They're dropping games, aren't they? Left, right, and centre.
Yeah,
Do
Liverpool.
you know what the scary thing is? If we'd have played at our normal capacity, we'd literally be like 10 points clearer. That's how poor this league is right now.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
No, it's
100%.
shy. Yeah, it's shy.
Because the scary thing is, Arsenal are 1 point ahead of us.
Yeah.
And they're not sat there doing crisis videos. Liverpool are what? 5 points, 6 points ahead. They're not doing crisis videos. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah, Arsenal. All the pressure this season to win the league is on Arsenal.
It is. 100%.
We've done our bit. We've won it many times. Liverpool have won it, and they're under apparent transition. And they've perhaps overachieved to start with. I don't think anyone had them top now. So I don't think there's as much pressure on Liverpool. Arsenal, they have to win the title. Arteta has to win it.
They have been terrible, by the way. I've watched them. Like without Saka, they'll be nowhere near where they are right now. Like he has carried them this year, Saka.
Arteta should be gone if he doesn't win it this season.
He has to be at this point.
He should be as well.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I don't think he will be gone.
Really?
No, because that board are happy with what they're happy with.
Good point, yeah.
Top 4, yeah.
That board are not sat there going, win me the league or else.
No.
That is a good point, yeah.
Well, they went about 20 years just being happy with top 4, didn't they?
This is what I mean. I don't see them doing it because the other thing is the manager market is very dry. I mean, look, let's go back a month ago. We were saying this about Pep's replacement, who could come in.
Yeah.
Who's going to do a better job for Arsenal? That's the point.
Yeah, not we don't want Arteta. No,
God,
they haven't scored a goal from open play in like what 500 minutes or 450 or something. Yeah, it's corners. If they
Build a statue for the corner coach.
Corner coaching a mural. I can believe that.
But then they
City scored off a corner. Leave it out.
Yeah.
We need to beat the first man first. Maybe we should get their set piece coach.
Yeah, why not? Take him, yeah. Do better, create more than our team is. Shocking creation at the moment.
It's weird, isn't it? Like for a team that used to be so good at creating chances all over the pitch, it's just so dry now. Like it's so like out of ideas. Like even over the years, even like last year, where there was like 1 win in 6, right? You still saw that there was something still there in terms of creativity. We still scored goals still. This year, it's just dried up. Like defensively, it's to shit, but going forward, it's like unless De Bruyne is hitting the ball in the box to Haaland, Foden's out of form. It's just like it's weird. It's all gone to pot in one go. It's like the whole machine is shut down out of nowhere. It's really weird.
It is bizarre. It is bizarre. I've got to go, lads. I've got to drop Reece somewhere. So I just wanted to pop on, say hello, and yeah, good work,
Thank you,
lads.
Chair, man. Thank you.
All the best, lads.
Part timer.
Bye.
Big up Tone, man. Big up Tone. But no, I think for me at this point, like I said before, I just want to see this a bit of like progression in terms of like the team just starting to turn a corner, more like performances. Obviously, results will come with performances, but I want to see a bit of positivity on that front. Like obviously, like, win the league. I don't really care about that anymore. I want to finish the year strong. So I want to finish the season strong before, and rather than like go out a whimper. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I think we've got today. I think we've got to finish. To maybe we've got to finish it, and I think we will. Listen, this will come to an end at some point. I don't know when, and I don't know how, but it will. People are going on about checkbook manager. The only way out of this is signing players. There is no other way out of this. This is very similar to Liverpool in 18-19 or whatever it was, when they needed to overhaul their whole midfield out. It was very similar. I said it was coming. I knew it was coming. It's happened. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't make Kovacic, Nunes, etc. bad players. They were just not the right players probably at the right time. The club have tried. They tried for Bellingham. They tried for Rice. They tried for Paqueta. The club have tried to make top quality signings. For whatever reason, they just couldn't get the job done. For various reasons. Sometimes we are the downfall of our own success. When you have the world's best CDM, well, it's very hard to go and get a backup for him. When you have the deadliest striker when he's on form, very hard to go and get somebody who wants to come and sit up and be his backup. When you've got a KDB, it's very hard to go and get another KDB because they don't grow on trees. You're not going to buy another KDB.
No. And
this is where the success of the downfall of our own success is, because we're expecting a regen number two of KDB and another. It's like the other day with Edison, people going, yeah, but Edison can kick out from his feet. He suits us. I'm like, but we can't just buy keepers because they're good at kicking out. When do we look at buying a keeper who can save? Edison has been absolutely world class for us, world class, but his head got turned in the summer. And that is what it is, and that's football. When you get offered 500-600 grand a week, of course your head's going to be turned.
100%.
Of course it will. But it is what it is. We have to go with what it is. And like I said, I think I said this on LB show yesterday. The reason I don't shout and bawl and throw my table out the window is because me having a meltdown is not going to change anything.
Nah,
I cannot go on a training pitch and do anything. I cannot change Pep Guardiola. I cannot change the players. So me screaming into my camera is going to do nothing but make myself look a bit of a tit. So why do it?
Yeah.
There's no point in doing it.
That's why I did the stream, mate, because I've just found that it's easy to sort of say how you feel and sort of, rather than like venting it in one go, you can sort of just like what you say. It feels a lot better to talk to someone else about it as well. That's why I look at it with it, because it's very easy.
It's good for us, therapeutic thing. Yeah, it's good for us, but I think when it comes to the trouble is every fan is now a football manager. Every single fan is a transfer expert. In the last 6 weeks, about 28's too old. I've been told 34's like an OAP. And they all want to go and buy 21, 22-year-olds. Well, we just done that with Docker and Samuel, but you're slagging them off. So you can't win sometimes.
No, you really
can't win.
No.
And it is what it is. But the thing is, we've got to get ourselves out of this, Luke.
We do. We have to, absolutely have to. And I want to see better quality as well. Like just proven quality at this point. I think I'm not against getting young players in, or certain players. And I think where we are at the moment, a bit of experience definitely will help us at the moment. That's what we need: experience, physicality, and to start going in that direction where we were a couple of years ago, where a stronger midfield. Obviously, you can't have injuries, but at least for the rest of the season, we've got a player like Bruno who can sort of sit there in the 6 or the 8 and do a job. That's what we need now.
I'm just gonna, because I have to go in a minute myself. I'll leave you on this. Got to remember, this is the world we live in right now in 2024. If City had won 10, 12, 11 games on the bounce, whatever, no one talks about a 34-year-old KDB. No one talks about Edison's deficiencies with saving. Nobody talks about Nunez not being good enough or this guy not being good enough. No one mentions that. No one mentions ticket prices. No one mentions crowds. No one mentions anything. But right now, everyone's emotional. Everyone's angry. So the team's crap, Pep's crap, parking attendance are crap, ticket prices are too high, this, that, and the other. And everything just snowballs into one big lump.
Yeah.
And all I'm going to say is, and I said it because I've seen a few people, there's too many keyboard warriors out there at the minute. You need to grow up and get back in your box. Because unless you would say any of this to any of their faces, don't dare think you can say it online. Call them
Absolutely.
out footballing wise all day long. But end of the day, everyone's having a go at Kyle Walker, or they're having a go at Edison, or they're having a go at this guy, you know, telling him to die and all this other stuff. You won't say it to the face, so don't say it to them.
No.
People have just got to grow up, relax, and get with it. This is a bad patch.
Yeah, completely agree.
But anyway. Yeah. Anyway, subscribe, hit the like, and I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Martin.
Thank you, mate. Just one. Big up Martin, as always, for being an absolute legend. Him and Tony have been big supporters of this show and obviously what we do. And we'll always have them on. Obviously, they'll come on not on the show during the show, or whatever. But big up to them both. Legends. Make sure to subscribe to my Union Way if you haven't already. And also follow Martin and Tone on Twitter at Horsey City and at MCFC Tone. But yeah, well, before we end the stream, if we end obviously the stream itself, we'll obviously have about Villa because we have to. We're actually obligated to talk about Aston Villa away. We have to, sadly. But at least transfer-wise, a bit of positivity. That's a good thing. At least there's some good news on that front. Is it what
Before
everyone
we on
wants?
to Villa, why don't we finish going through the team for next season? Like you were
good
before.
Good did their thing, but that's a big up to them. Oh yeah, right. So keeper, I'll go Ortega over Bruggen. I'll go Diaz, Vardiol as centre backs. Now I think the other centre back, I'm probably gonna look at maybe. I don't want Branthwaite because I think he's too injured for Branthwaite because he's a good defender, but I'm worried about that injury record.
Where does Akanji fit in all of this?
Now, if Akanji's still here, I'll go with Akanji, but also want to get a centre back in. If Ake or Stones leaves, then the other one's back up. So I think, you know what, yeah, Akanji or Stones or Ake, whoever is still here, all three aren't going in summer. All three aren't going. I think one will go in summer. One will go, I think.
I don't think Akanji is in the question to leave next summer, is he? It's either Stones or Ake.
Yeah, but I'll go Stones. He's still here. Vardiol, Diaz, Vardiol. That's my back three. Wing backs. I mean, I know everyone's a different opinion on that, but I can change depending on who's there. I'll go Frimpong at right wing back. I like Frimpong myself. I know defensively, but I've got three centre backs there to do that job. So
yeah, we mentioned Frimpong on this channel.
Well, for him or Porro, me. But Tom, I'm not going Porro. Levy, no, Levy's like that person going to get a Porro. Left back, I'm stuck between two left backs, Theo Hernandez or DeMarco. That's because I like Davies from Bayern, but I think he's off Madrid in the summer. So I'm looking at DeMarco fit into Milan and Theo Hernandez of AC Milan. Then one of them two is pretty ideal for us, I'd say.
I think if he was sticking to a back four, Hernandez as a wing back, DeMarco. Yeah.
So it depends what we go with. But for me, I wouldn't mind one of them two. I think them two are probably the best left backs in the world, I'd say.
So, yeah, neither of them are going to come cheap.
But but for me personally, they're probably worth the money we pay for them anyway. That's the way I look at it.
On top of that, Frimpong isn't going to be cheap, and then a holding midfielder isn't going to be cheap. A backup striker isn't.
Yeah. So 3 wings. That's 5 players so far. Yeah, 3. So we've got 6 more. So that means I've got 2 strikers. And honestly, cool. So I'm counting properly here. I'm saying I'll be like getting someone right. I'll go Rodri and Bruno as a pivot, or Rodri sitting with Bruno ahead, and I go Foden there next to him.
So De Bruyne has gone.
If he stays, then Kev. But I'll be honest with you. From what I've heard from Tone and Martin and all that, I think De Bruyne's off in summer. But again, personally, love him to stay a bit longer, maybe 1 more year. But I'm going off what I feel is going to happen. So for me, Rodri, Bruno, and Foden. That's what I'm going for the midfield. Now, I can't obviously up front. Now, the other striker is an interesting one because I know we've got wingers as well. Savio, but I think Jack's off in the summer. Jack's off. So it kind of depends on, because obviously we've got Bob, Doku, and Savio, and that's wingers. So again, this is the thing. I want to go back to hold on. I do that again. Because I wingers. Oh god, right, okay, right.
Yeah,
reassess.
That's the problem. If we go to wing backs, we've invested quite a lot in the last 2 summers on 2 wingers.
Yeah,
not
right.
Not even including Jack.
Back four. I've got to do this right. Theo Hernandez, Vardio, Diaz, Frimpong. That's back 4. Rodri sitting, Bruno, Foden. Then the wingers go Savinho on the right, Holland at top, left wing. Now this depends on what we can get him out of here. Kvaratskhelia. I know Napoli. I know Di Laurenti. I know. I'm just saying, as a player, better than Grealish and more direct than Grealish.
I do think when I've watched him, he is quite similar to Grealish. He's just
I'd say he's better, and also scores goals.
That's another thing. Like with Grealish against Forest, he was brilliant in midfield. Why not play there again?
Yeah, I know. It's a hard. It's an easy one. It's not easy. Like I'm only going off what I think. This could change in a month's time.
This is what makes it so difficult. Like we can put our own squads together, but then trying to figure out where everybody fits into it and who we've got left if we bring in this player, it makes it hard, and it makes you realise how hard it actually is for the club to figure out. Yeah. Like we've got so many defenders now, and we just need a right back. And I don't think Frimpong is good defensively. And
no, I know.
If you're getting another midfielder, once Rodri's back, they're not going to play in that position. And then with that squad in mind, you've still got Kovacic, you've still got Bernardo, you've still got Gundogan.
Yeah.
And then you've got Doku, and there are so many players that you can't fit a system.
Do you know what we'll do at some point, right? At some point, obviously, I think Hong's in as well. On big up, hold on, bear with me. Big up Hong, by the way. How you doing, mate? You right?
How you doing?
All good, man. All good. So it's just obviously,
I know, late for show. I've just got home. Hope things all good with you guys. Just got
good.
out and about. So yes, Luke, good to see you again. Look, love the outfit as always. Danny, the same thing to you as well. Yeah, Guardiola. I mean, this one is a little bit quote. It's obviously, it's like, if you can dream it, if you can do it. And this is my dream. This is the message to the Manchester City hierarchy. If you can dream it, you can do it. So I think next month there's going to be 2 feelings. I'm either going to be very, very excited, or I'm going to be very, very disappointed.
Well,
I've already pulled my hair enough times already after what happened on Sunday.
But
End up like Pep.
Pep, yeah. I don't know whether you heard Huang, but obviously Tony and Martin were on just before he came on. Obviously,
Yeah.
Martin was sort of saying Martin always brings up a bit more in his own show, probably his own stuff. But
Yeah.
he tells a little bit obviously about it just now, and he said that I think there's a good on the Bruno front. Yeah, it's a nod. Bruno, that's probably going to happen.
So okay, so if that's the case, so what's the feeling from Bruno Guimaraes' side? Not only him, his family, his agent, his whole entire entourage.
He wants to move.
He wants to move.
Now I know Martin didn't necessarily say that, but from what the mood was, he wouldn't be saying this if Bruno didn't want to come. So I think I'm not going to say at the first week. I reckon City will get a deal agreed soon. For him. I think Newcastle. Look, side of Newcastle, they had to sell because they can't. Look, it didn't have to. He'd be like 120 million pounds, but we'll get him for apparently a good price. Apparently about 8 million pounds, 80 million for him.
Well, I think it's a lot. Maybe it's a lot better than like £100 million. But of course, I still think it would be worth the price, even £100 million back in the summer. But I think I said to you on the last stream, not the last one, last performance, that when the ticket kept dilling and dallying about the whole entire summer, it's like, should I, shouldn't I? And it's like, if it's like, listen, like you could just clearly see the midfield is like, I mean, I feel like a broken record when I'm saying to you, Luke and Danny, no legs, no energy, no physicality. It's like, it's just basically non-existent.
Dead.
It's basically the heartbeat just got ripped out and it just stopped working throughout the last 11 games. The one win in 11 games should tell you everything that is. It's like I just saw it. I mentioned it many times. I think I mentioned it. I saw it on a podcast. I think it was on Steven, the Steam Company's podcast. He mentioned that too many players need protecting. And it's like, it feels like the whole team just shackled. It's like, oh, I can't do my thing because he lacks this. Oh, I can't do my thing because he lacks that. Doesn't make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like it just feels like, it feels like the whole team is not only handcuffed but ankle cuffed as well. It's like they can't just wreak havoc as much as they want. And I feel like with Bruno Guimaraes, I'll say it in a more Brazilian Portuguese way, is like, with him in there, I think he'll definitely improve the midfield. He'll definitely added the much needed of the legs, the energy, the physicality that we severely lacked. And he'll definitely take us going forward, of course. And, with him, like, I mean, like the first time I watched him, not at Newcastle, when he was at Lyon, the Champions League, when they won 3-1 against us, 4 years. Was it 3 years? No, 4 years back. That's when I first took notice of him. And I think, oh, who's this guy? I think he's dominating that midfield very, very well. And I just thought, okay, let me just take a notice of this guy. And that one, I just followed him. And then I remember Newcastle got him. And I thought, okay, now I see here, like, he's just like, and look, he's won the most duels so far this season. So that should tell you everything about him. I don't need to say anything more about him.
No, he's combative, and that's what we need. Someone who's combative, because the amount of times that the ball gets thrown into our midfield, right, and none of our players can win the ball, can't win the second ball. It's like we're always outmatched in midfield. Like, I'm sorry, right, but if you look at like the midfields in this league, right, Caicedo, Enzo, and Lavia, they would destroy us right now in current form. Like the Chelsea midfield would ruin 100%. Us. And bear in mind, Lavia, another player that we used to have. I know it didn't matter at the time, but he's another one that got away. Not just Palmer. Like Lavia was actually a very good player. Like he's proving it now. Chelsea. Like, I mean, he did well at Southampton as well.
Yeah, De Bruyne spoke so highly of him when he was interviewed as well by Belgian podcast when he was speaking in Dutch at the time. He was speaking very highly. That was for training with the first team as well. I think, as I was mentioning at the time, like the reason why Lavia was let go, because I think at the time, back before the start of the 2022-2023 season, of course, Rodrigo and Phillips were like ahead of Lavia, and Lavia just didn't really see, not because, yes, you could say he didn't have the fight. More like he wanted to start his career right now, develop right now. That's
Yeah,
why he went
yeah.
to Southampton. Thought he did amazingly there. Unfortunately, got relegated, and that's when he went to Chelsea. Had an injury hit season, but now he's healthy again. Now he's starting to look very, very good for them as well. But of course, like we're at a moment in time where we need players that come into the team right now. It's not just him, like, because hopefully hopefully he'll be the first of what I've been told, 3 players. I've asked many people who have close sources.
2 or 3 of them. I think it'll be 2. I'm being
I like
real.
to think so too, and I'll probably say I would say 4 to 6 players at the very, very least will come in the summer.
Yeah.
And of course, there has to be a lot of releases. Like, the thing is, like, you can't you have to be like, I felt, for me personally, I need to repeat this as well because I saw this on Esteemed Company podcast. I felt at the end of the treble season, the hierarchy should have said to some of that treble winning squad, "Thank you so much for your service, but we need to move on now and bring in fresh blood in." So, I felt like, the thing is, like, listen, the hierarchy not perfect. I mean, they've done good for us, but I have to call it. I've got to call it out for what it is. I felt like from me, or from my sense, they got a little bit too ahead of themselves, thinking we don't need, we're good with what we have, or we can pay what we want. But we're at a point where, listen, like, it's now, I would say, not just the past summer transfer window, but the last summer transfer window, the beginning of the 23-24 season, that was a bit of a downer for me as well, because I felt, apart from Gavadio, I didn't feel the other signings moved me enough personally. With Nunes coming in, with Doku coming in, with Kovacic coming in. I mean, look, Kovacic has done well, but he's had a few injury issues. Doku is like, his end product still needs to work on. And Nunes, look, I've got to say as it is, this is not me causing us trying to shoot his shot. It's more like I just don't see Nunes being a regular starter here, and I don't see Mateus Nunes being here in the long term as well. That's just how I see it. It's like, it's not just the squad that needs to improve; it's the starting 11 that needs to improve. It's like, I feel, for me, we need players that basically strangle the life out of other players, saying, "Listen, I'm here to take your place. I'm not here to be a backup to you. I'm here to take your place in the team. Like, I'm here to prove that I'm here." I don't see enough of that. I feel like the ones that live in the 11 right now are pretty much too comfortable, because they know they're gonna, even if they give they give horrible performances in recent times, they're still gonna be in the 11. That's just really sad. It's like, we need that competition and that fire back to know that if I don't give a good performance, I'm out of the team. And that's what I've been seeing in the last 11 games, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Does that not come down to injuries as well? Because if you look at the bench for the last few games, it's no disrespect to the academy players, but it has been a really weak bench for quite a while now. So
Yeah, it's the bench.
Even if the players don't play well, they know they're not going to get subbed off.
Yeah, that's just, it's like, I look at the bench with the greatest respect. It's like, I don't think Pep will give a chance to the youngsters, to give them a chance to either sink or swim. He's like, I just can't imagine Pep saying to Jacob Wright, Nico Riley, James McAtee, saying, "Hey, this is your chance. Yes, we are in a very, very bad run, but this is your chance. You're either going to sink or you're going to swim. What are you going to do? This is your chance. Show me show me what you're going to do." And I can't imagine Pep doing that. He's just going to stick with the probably the 11 that you're going to see at Villa Park on Saturday. I love to see it. I would love to go on this podcast and say, I apologize to Pep. I'll be proven wrong. You played your youngsters and they did amazing, but I just can't see it personally.
Yeah.
No, I agree. It's not very likely that O'Reilly, McAtee, Simpson, Pusey, that they're not going to be first team starters. Maybe in the case of another emergency, but they're not going to establish themselves. Even though they should be given a chance, they won't be.
Oh, by the way,
100%.
Just quickly, breaking news come out. Rashford has confirmed he's leaving Man United. That's
repeat.
Well, that should
I'm
have
really
happened
sorry,
about
Luke. Can you
4
repeat
years
that,
ago.
please?
Marcus Rashford has said he wants to leave Man United. he wants to
Well, it's
leave.
not really. It's not really a surprise. It's not really a
No,
surprise.
but
Come on,
yeah,
like
it's clear Amarim doesn't like him as a player, and same with Garnacho as well. I mean, other than them two are gone. I think he'll
yeah,
get better player because Amarim Amarim obviously likes Diallo. Clearly, we're watching that game. I just think Rashford, and me personally, people are asking, "Oh, would you have him at City?" No, not Rashford. I'm sorry. Like United player one, but two, he's just his attitude for me isn't good enough.
I think it spells it. It just spells he's just gonna stink the place out for me anyway. Like he's already stinking. He's already stinking the place out of Manchester United. He's probably gonna do the same thing here. It's like remember like when Manchester City recruit players, they always do a 10-point character check on every single player they recruit. It's not. It's like the 10. It's not just okay. Is he not only a good player, but is he a good teammate? Does he fit in well with the group? Is he actually a good person, and what is his life like off the pitch? Not just it's not just his on-field performances go, but what's he like off the pitch? And it is concerning his off-field performances. Not off, sorry, performance. His off-field life is clearly concerning, and that's something that Amarin doesn't like. And obviously, he left him out of the squad. I'm pretty sure he's like saying, "No, you're not for me. You're out of here." Simple as that. And yeah, I personally wouldn't take him because personally, if you ask me who I want on left wing or wingers to improve the squad, I would like. I know it's not going to happen, all right? I'm just basically putting the name out there: Kavicha Kvaratskhelia from Napoli and
Yep.
Kayo Matoma from Brighton. Do I see them leaving in January? Personally, no, I can't see it. Maybe summer, if we're lucky. If to get
I
in
think
summer, because
Mitoma would be a realistic one, personally.
I think he's got 2 years left on his contract until 2020. 2 years until 2027 at the very very least. Because I've actually been lucky enough to I got to see him perform live when I went down to Brighton when Brighton against City, and I think it was 1-1 in the treble winning season, and I thought he was incredible. And believe it or not, 30% of the Amex Stadium was actually filled with Japanese fans. So if you put it on a marketing scale,
Oh yeah, mate.
Yeah, it's just like, and we do have a huge fan base in Japan, believe it or not. And can you just imagine if Mitoma did join? Can you imagine the amount of Japanese eyes that's going to be on Manchester City? And we already got a lot of Japanese eyes on us already, but can you imagine even more Japanese eyes on Man City because of Mitoma? Because he is their poster boy. He's their star man for Japan as well.
But also look at Son at Tottenham. Tottenham have a massive Korean fan base because I know that I don't blame him. Son's like the hero. He's like the national hero, isn't he? Son. So you know what I mean? Like it's big, obviously marketing wise, but I think for me with Matoma, he's a winger that offers a lot different to what we have already with like Doku and Grealish.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bit more, I'd say, more on the dribbling side than actually is like Doku is skillful and quick and nimble, whereas Jack's more hold up play.
Yeah.
Matoma, I'm not saying I want Matoma, by the way. I'm just saying that I think Matoma offers a lot something different, which we might need in this team. Because I think our wingers are a little bit too predictable right now. Like Savinho, again, he's just started off here, needs a bit more time for me as far as start. I want to see Savinho in a better team where we've got Bruno in there as well.
Mm.
I want to see Bruno and Savio in that same team, see how that will actually work. Because I think Savio needs more help.
100% he does. And I think with Mitoma, like I don't know if you watched him for no, we're not linked to Mitoma. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm saying like when I saw Mitoma last season when City beat Brighton 2-1, the way he spun Walker to pieces, I was like to myself, yeah, I think Walker's finished here. And also he's someone that I admire, and I think I would love to have him at City. But of course, like there's no link to that whatsoever. It's just got to wait time. But I do think I'm not speaking for Matona. I'm just thinking what he's thinking. I know he's happy at Brighton, but there comes a time and a point because he's going to be turning 28 in May next year. So he's going to think to himself like, okay, I love Brighton, but I want to propel myself to the next level and start winning things. And, he won't be short of options if he wants to leave as well. I mean, just hoping if the opportunity's then he'll definitely take it if it happens, of course. Not saying it will, it won't, but there could be a possibility, but I'm not an in just spouting out there.
Yeah. So before we end the stream, we'll have a chat about Villa quickly and do a quick prediction. Now, I think we're all aware, like at the moment, look, obviously, in terms of transfers wise, it's looking pretty good. What we're hearing so far, but we've still got 3 more games to get through before we get to January. So it's kind of like, okay, well, can we get a win somewhere and just start turning the tide a little bit? I'm not asking for a full-on 5-0 masterclass. I just want a 1-0 win on Saturday. Can we get a win, nick it, part the butt, like make it awful, and find I get a win? I think right now I don't care about the performances. Get the 3 points. We need a win right now. I know the Forest win was a bit more of like a 3 against Forest. This is where it turns around. I need to see the team win back-to-back games. Beat Villa, beat Everton. Now all of a sudden we've got 2 wins on the bounce, and we can start changing it around and getting the Leicester Salford a bit more positive. I think Saturday for me, if we lose that game, I'm not saying it's like season over, but we can't carry this on too much longer because we can't keep. Because the more longer you lose for, it's like, when's it ever going to end? You need to win at some point. So I keep thinking, you know what? Instead of me saying, we'll lose like 2 or 3-0, thinking, can these players find something within themselves to get over the line? That's the first step to redemption. To get over the line, get a 3-point, get a big win, a 1-0 win or something, or grind it out, and then you get better. You get more confident, start getting more goals in the games, and suddenly by like end of January, we've got Bruno in, other players in. We might start battering teams like we used to do. Maybe a win on Saturday, like a huge win away from home at Villa, would actually get our season back running. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I want to see a performance where the players really grind it out and give it their all. Because that game on Sunday was disgraceful. The performance was awful. I want to see the players show that they bloody care. Instead of saying in the media, go out on that pitch and give your bloody all for 90 minutes. That's what I want anyway, but I don't know what you see, but that's what I want.
I just personally, I do want to win. I just don't know the scoreline, if I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, it's a 12:30 kickoff on a Saturday afternoon. I just think, it's not just, of course, we need a win on Saturday. The players know they need to win. It's not a secret. It's like I just like Sunday. I was like, I wasn't confident on Sunday personally, not because I don't back the team, which I do. It's just the way what I saw Sunday was absolutely disgusting. That's why I felt we didn't want to win. I just hope it was a much more improved performance on Saturday afternoon. I really hope they do, and I just can't. I really hope they do. Just like I just like they've got to do it. It's not just for the fans; they've got to do it for themselves. Because I was just basically mentioning something about like you have to think the players. They can't just think about themselves. They not only think about the fans, but not the fans who are going to be at Villa Park on Saturday. They've got to think about the fans who are going to be getting up a bit early to watch it on TV. Think about the fans from all the way in Asia who have to stay up late to watch us, or think about the fans in America who have to get up early to watch City. So the players need to think about the fans all worldwide, because we are a global club as well, and the players have to think about the fans who have to get up early and stay up late, and the ones that go to Villa Park to put a performance for them. I mean, it's all about getting over the line, because what didn't happen on Sunday, sadly. Now it's got to happen against the Villa team, and they lost to Forest 2-1. I just got to hopefully we could just turn up on Saturday, just get a win. I don't care how, just got to get the win. It's just getting, because I've already pulled enough of my hair out on Sunday, and I probably might have to do it again. I probably have to do it again because I'm not losing hair. I'm just doing this.
Yeah,
that's what I was doing. That's what I was doing Sunday. I might have to do it again on Saturday afternoon as well.
Hope not.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, it's not just the fans that are going through it. The players are going through it. They're in a position they've never been in before. Like, how many games have we won over the last few years? We've probably lost more this year than the last couple of seasons together.
Five, yeah. 5 games. Yeah.
They're not used to this. They're not used to going so many games without winning, and then it gets into your head, And that's the biggest issue with the players, I think, because they're thinking, how do we get out of this when we're all thinking the same thing? We don't think we're capable of doing it. So I think this week is a massive week because we don't have a midweek game. The players have a rest. They can get themselves together mentally and physically and hopefully get a result against Villa. I don't think we will win. I think we'll get a draw, but I'll take a draw at Villa every season, so why not this season as well?
Oh yeah. Look, for me, forget the league title. Forget it. Like the only way that happens is if Liverpool keep dropping points, Arsenal drop points, Chelsea drop points. Then you might somehow fall ass backwards into a title race somehow. But even so, I wouldn't deserve it at all. We wouldn't deserve it at all. We want it, and I get we can always sort of turn it around and win it in that way and we deserve it. But I don't think this team is in any kind of point situation to be about a league title right now. For me, a trophy in general, forget it. Focus on the here and now. Get winning games again, performing well. Then we can have a conversation about maybe a title or or even about an FA Cup or that. Just focus on the here and now. Get some wins
right now. Don't think about the title at all. Don't think about the league. Focus on top four. That goes to the fans and the players.
Yeah.
Just focus on top four. Find a way to win a game again, and then just take it from there. Like Tone said, it's not over. It's far from over. We've still got 5-6 months left of the season.
But
happen between now and then. But right now, just focus on every game as it comes. Don't think about the big picture yet.
I agree. I think just focus on, like I said, Villa Park. Just Aston Villa away. That's it. Don't think about the next. Don't think about January, February, March, April, May, June. Now forget. Put that. Just that's in the future. It's all about the here and now. Saturday, just go to Villa Park and just put on performance and just basically get the win. I mean, personally, I just want the win. I can't afford a draw. It's just about win. I don't even want to think about the league right now. I just want to think about getting back to winning ways. And I mean, yeah, just gotta get back to win ways. Listen. I can't speak for the players personally, but I'm sure they're hurting as much as the fans are. But they know they have to hurt.
Yeah.
They want to turn this around, not only for the fans but for themselves as well. I mean, like I'm pretty sure. Look, I don't know if they need team talk, but they've got to do it for themselves. They've got to do it for Pep, the coaching staff, everybody involved at City. Basically, the people behind the scenes who we don't see. So, got to do it for them as well.
Probably need a night out or something. Just
they need
team activity. Just get themselves together again as a group,
or spend time with their families for the time being, just to keep their mind off football for the time being, and until they get back into training with a smile on their face, positivity. And just all that, and of course, maybe Khaldun will probably speak to them at some point. I've advised Zoom or he'll fly in from Abu Dhabi to directly speak to them and just say, "Hey, what's going on, guys? Like, what's going on here?" I mean, if any City fan thinks Khaldun doesn't know what's going on at the club, no, Khaldun knows every single thing that's going on right now at the club. Listen, he could be playing with his daughter right now, but he knows exactly what's going on with Manchester City right now as he's spending time with his daughter, or spending time with his wife, or he's in a meeting with some of the presidents from around the world. But he knows exactly what's going on with the club right now. It's like, I mean, listen, Khaldun Al-Mubarak, he's not your typical chairman, isn't he? Would you say that, Luke?
Oh no, he definitely. Well, Martin was saying on Sunday, Khaldun went into the dressing room after the game. You can imagine what was said then. So if you think the club aren't taking this seriously, you're wrong.
Yeah.
They know what's going on. They know they're screwed up. Trust me, they will correct it. And obviously, I'm probably saying about make City great again. That's the hashtag that's been going around that LB's been putting up around.
Yes, of course. I mean, listen, if the Gamiras does happen, I'm gonna have to start learning some Brazilian Portuguese and just.
We will. Yeah.
Yeah, and just say that as well.
Savinho, Bruno Guimaraes, full
and of course, don't forget the Portuguese lads, Diaz, Silva, and Nunes as well.
I think Edison's off though for me. I think Edison's going to leave. I think that Edison chapter at City will end this season, be it January or be it December.
Okay, and my suggestions for if he does leave, it's either Diogo Costa from Porto or Lucas Chevalier from Lille. Those are the two goalkeepers that I feel that should be Edison's heir, because I'm a big fan of both Costa and Chevalier. And if you don't believe me, why I suggest those two, watch their performances for Porto and for Lille in the Champions League, and you'll know exactly why I will say those two should be the ones to be replaced Edison at City.
Yeah, I agree on that one.
Yeah.
I agree. But look, I think, look, obviously, we're in this dream. We all know what will have to change. I think I'm not too worried. If we don't league this year, is what it is. I'm not going to complain or angry about it. To win 4 in a row in itself was insane. I think last season, even last year, it weren't great either. But because of Rodri and Foden and players who stepped up, it got us over the line. And this season, you can really see that it really has affected the players now. Like, without players stepping up and hitting form, the whole squad just falls apart. But Haaland at the start of the year was on fire. But when the form goes, all of a sudden, the whole squad goes because not everyone's at it together. And that's what it needs to be. Everyone needs to be together going through this. And I think what we got to do is rediscover the form as a team. I don't care about individuals stepping up. I want the whole team stepping up together as one.
What changes would both of you make to the lineup on Saturday?
Honestly, look, right. Let's assume that Stones is not going to. But I can't see him starting. What's that I say? Even after a week's rest, I think Stones might be on the bench. But
Rico's going to be back, isn't he? He's probably going to start.
Suspension,
for me, I'll play Rico on Saturday. I think what we got to do is just. I think the players that I think like. I'm wondering whether I play the same team, or Joe what? Do I play Doku and Savino? Say screw it. Let's go both you.
Do it, man. Yeah. I think both of them have a point to prove as well. For me, they've got a point to prove, and I think, of course, Haaland will start up front, but he's got to get on the score sheet ASAP as well because it's like he wants to get his numbers back up, and I would like to think, of course, Gavardi will start, Diaz will start. I don't think Akanji will be back because I think he still has his pelvic injuries, if I'm correct. Pelvic issues as well. So yeah, Stone. I'd love to see John Stones back, but I mean, speaking of John Stones, like I'm not doubting his footballing ability, Luke and Danny. It's his availability is what concerns me the most.
Yeah. I agree. I think that's the issue for me, Stones.
I don't know if you checked his appearances numbers since he got here. He hasn't even played 40 plus games in each of the seasons he's been here. Yeah. That's just really, really concerning for me personally. And the same thing with Ake as well. I mean, Ake maybe not too much. He has an injury, but John Stones is for me like, because last year I think he played like something between 30 to 35 games last season in all competitions, and before that like 35, and the number before that was like 30. Yeah, it's just very concerning. It's just his niggles and muscles like there. So, and I know he's been put on a special diet or something like that to improve his physical condition as well, if I'm correct. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And that I mean, like I said, I believe a centre back should be looked at concerning, if not in January, then definitely in next summer.
Yeah. Right, Joe, well, before in the stream, as customary, we'll ask predictions. Let's do it. Go on, Danny.
I can't do it. Either 1-1 or 2-1 to Villa.
I think Villa win 2-0. Look. I'm not like. I need to see the players step up. If they step up and put performance in and we lose at 1-0, all right, is what it is. It's a loss. But I want to see the whole team get together and get it together on Saturday.
I'm setting my expectations low so they don't disappoint me anymore.
No, fair enough. Juan?
My expectations are going to be so low, and I don't expect win, lose, draws. I just thought to myself, listen, just save my hair on Saturday. I've already pulled it enough on Sunday. Just save my hair, please. All right, that's all I asked for, because like I've already pulled enough of it on Sunday already.
If you're not doing it for the points, do it for his hair.
Yeah, do it for my hair. Look at my hair. Like it's not going. It's just like this is this. I'll probably end up shaving it or something like that if it goes wrong. And as well,
bowl up Pep.
Yeah. So just save my hair. That's it. Look, if I don't see if they don't turn up, I just thought, you know what, we're not winning this game. Just forget it. And I don't listen. I just don't want to see another disgusting performance like I
No.
personally like I saw on Sunday.
Yeah,
Mhm.
facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, agree on that one. Big up Wong, big up everyone. Big up Tone Martin coming on earlier on. It's the end of another great podcast here. Hopefully, one day we'll have a good podcast and positive about and have a good wins to say about, because I'm getting bored of being negative. I want to be positive, but I ain't giving you any reason to be positive right now. So please, City, win on Saturday for everyone's sake in these chats, in these shows, and in spaces. Please, I'm tired of being negative. Give me some wins I can be happy for. I'm not doing trophies, victories on the pitch, because I can be positive and happy for a change. Anyway, big up Danny, big up Juan, big up the chat as always. And to end the stream, we'll end as we started with a funny rendition of a very, very popular show that everyone knows of in the theme tune. Take care, everyone. Have a great
Thank you.
week.
See you next time.
See you guys next time.